6 quarterbacks were drafted before Tom Brady in the 2000 NFL Draft. Tom Brady is remembered for one of the legendary steals in NFL history, selected in the 6th round with the 99th overall pick by the New England Patriots. But what happened to those 6 players taken ahead of him? Today, we're diving into their careers and comparing them to the legacy of the GOAT himself. The first pick of the 2000 NFL Draft was Chad Pennington. Chad came off a standout college career at Marshall University, where he was known for his accuracy, football IQ, and leadership skills. The New York Jets, needing a franchise quarterback, selected him with the top pick, and it made perfect sense. Pennington wouldn't win Rookie of the Year, however, as that honor went to running back Mike Anderson, but he had a solid debut season. Over the next couple of years, the Jets would add key players, and Pennington's leadership began to take shape. His accuracy and poise helped the Jets become competitive in the AFC East, and he would lead the team to multiple playoff appearances. Pennington's strong play in 2002 earned him his first Pro Bowl selection, but injuries would begin to derail his career. Shoulder surgeries and setbacks would plague Pennington, limiting his time on the field. He would eventually play for the Miami Dolphins after leaving the Jets, but he never fully reached the level of greatness expected from a top pick. Despite the setbacks, Pennington's selection remains a success, as he played a key role in turning the Jets into a contender and continued to provide steady quarterback play throughout his career. The second pick was Giovanni Carmazzi. Carmazzi, picked by the San Francisco 49ers in the 3rd round of the 2000 NFL Draft, 65th overall, with big hopes of becoming their next star. In college, he was a standout, throwing for over 9,000 yards and 82 touchdowns, and his athleticism and strong arm made him look like a sure thing. But his NFL career was anything but. Carmazzi spent most of his rookie year on the bench behind Jeff Garcia and didn't start a single game. The only time he saw real action was in the preseason Hall of Fame game, where things went south fast. He threw 2 interceptions and looked shaky. In the regular season, he played just 1 snap in the final game, completing a single 6-yard pass. That was it for his time with the 49ers. After just 1 season, the team let him go. Carmazzi tried to keep his career alive in NFL Europe and the CFL, but it just didn't click. He eventually walked away from football without ever throwing another pass in the NFL. What really makes Carmazzi's story sting is the comparison to Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick from the same draft class who went on to become the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Carmazzi's struggles became a reminder that making it in the NFL is about more than talent. It's about adapting, growing, and seizing opportunities. Sometimes the transition to the pros just doesn't pan out, no matter how promising things look at the start. Chris Redman was picked in the 3rd round of the 2000 NFL Draft by the Baltimore Ravens, who hoped he could develop into a starting quarterback. Coming out of Louisville, Redman had a strong arm and had set NCAA records for career pass attempts and completions. The Ravens saw potential, but things didn't pan out the way they'd hoped. In Baltimore, Redman spent most of his time backing up guys like Elvis Grbac and Trent Dilfer. He didn't get many chances to play early on, throwing just 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in limited action. In 2002, he finally got a shot to start, but injuries and shaky performances held him back. That year, he threw for 1,034 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 picks in 6 starts. But it wasn't enough to secure the starting job, and the Ravens decided to move on. After a short stint with the Patriots in 2004, Redman was out of the league for a couple of years due to back and shoulder injuries. In 2007, he made an unexpected comeback with the Falcons. He even got to start a few games late in the season, putting up 1,079 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions in 5 games. One of his best games came against Seattle, where he threw for 315 yards and 2 touchdowns. But when Atlanta drafted Matt Ryan, Redman went back to being a backup. Redman's NFL career didn't turn into what people expected, but he stuck around as a dependable veteran backup. Injuries and inconsistency were constant hurdles, but he showed flashes of talent and earned respect for his perseverance and leadership. The number 4 is T. Martin. Martin was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 5th round of the 2000 NFL Draft after leading the University of Tennessee to a national championship in 1998. Known for his leadership and strong arm, Martin was expected to be a developmental quarterback with potential to become the Steelers' future starter. However, he never managed to unseat Cordell Stewart or any other quarterback on the roster. Martin spent just 1 season with the Steelers, appearing in only 1 game in 2000, where he completed 4 of 7 passes for 39 yards. His NFL career was brief, and he was released after just 1 year, failing to make any significant impact. While he didn't face major injuries, the competition competition for the starting job and lack of opportunity kept Martin from showing what he could do. After leaving Pittsburgh, Martin transitioned to a successful coaching career in college football, helping develop quarterbacks at several programs. Despite his coaching success, Martin's NFL legacy remains minimal, especially when compared to the legendary career of Tom Brady, who was drafted in the same year and became one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Now, another interesting pick on number 5 is Mark Bulger, who was drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the 6th round of the 2000 NFL Draft, but was quickly traded to the St. Louis Rams, where he would go on to have a solid, though not spectacular, career. Bulger became the Rams' starting quarterback in 2002, stepping in for Kurt Warner, and led the team to the playoffs in 2003, earning his first Pro Bowl selection. Over his career, he threw for over 22,000 yards and 122 touchdowns, with a completion percentage of over 60%. Bulger had several strong seasons, including leading the NFL in passing yards per game in 2006. He made 2 Pro Bowls and was known for his accuracy and consistency. However, his career was derailed by injuries, particularly a shoulder issue that affected his play later in his career. As the Rams' team performance declined, so did Bulger's production, with his numbers dropping after 2006. Despite his strong individual stats and a few successful years, Bulger's success never reached the level of Tom Brady, who was drafted in the same year and went on to dominate the NFL for 2 decades. While Bulger had a respectable career, his legacy remains overshadowed by Brady's legendary achievements and unmatched success in the league. Another failure in the list of players drafted before Tom Brady is Spurgeon Wynns. His NFL career was short-lived and mostly forgotten. Drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 6th round of the 2000 NFL Draft, he played just 2 seasons in the league. Wynn appeared in a few games for the Browns, but he never started and spent most of his time as a backup. His only real action came in 2000 when he played in 3 games as a backup to Tim Couch. Wynn completed just 4 of 9 passes for 23 yards, showing little promise. Even with a chance to develop, Wynn's career never took off. He struggled to find a consistent role and was released after the 2001 season. Injuries and a lack of progress kept him from reaching his potential, and he never made a lasting impact in the league. His career quickly faded into obscurity, with nothing to show for his time in the NFL. While Tom Brady, drafted in the same year, started his rise to greatness, Wynn's journey ended quietly. Wynn's story highlights how unpredictable the NFL can be, with some quarterbacks never reaching the level expected when drafted. Looking back at the quarterbacks drafted before Tom Brady in the 2000 NFL Draft, it's crazy how little impact most of them had compared to his legendary career. Chad Pennington had some solid seasons, but none of the others. Giovanni Carmazzi, Chris Redman, T. Martin, Mark Bulger, and Spurgeon Wynn came anywhere near Brady's dominance. At the time, Brady was a 6th-round pick with limited athleticism, a long shot to make an impact. But he ended up rewriting the NFL record books, winning 7 Super Bowls and becoming the most accomplished player in NFL history.
Super Bowl champion for the 7th time. $1 million. How about that? Check to Local Initiatives Support Corporation on behalf of you to support small businesses across America. Tom?
The quarterbacks drafted ahead of Brady struggled with consistency and injuries, while Brady's success came from his ability to perform in clutch moments and make his teams better. His long career, mental toughness, and football IQ kept him playing at an elite level well into his 40s, something none of the other guys could manage. Brady's story shows just how unpredictable the NFL can be. Late-round picks can become legends, while high picks can fall short of expectations. His career is about more than football. It's a lesson in perseverance, adaptability, and not letting early doubts hold you back. In a draft full of potential, Brady, the unlikeliest pick, turned out to be the one who defined the era. It's free to watch my amazing videos. Subscribe now and look at this.